Hello, everybody, and welcome to this very early morning of podcasting with Silent Podcast, the place where everything but silent. I'm your host, Isaiah, and I'm here with my co host, Josh.
Oh, man, what's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having a good week.
And Noah.
What's up, everybody?
And we are here to talk about Dr. Stone with Anime Club today. We are talking Dr. Stone today. Very excited. I've watched both seasons when they were both airing, and I completely love them. Not your typical Shonen Jump series, but they make it work. Josh, what is your breakdown or your thoughts on Dr. Stone?
It's definitely different. I mean, usually like the main character in like a Shonen Jump series is supposed to be like super like animated and super like just physical and like this like like a very physically like dominant person. Like I remember when I first watched the first episode, at first I thought it was gonna be Taju was gonna be the main guy because he seems like that shonen type typical protagonist. But then as like the anime went on, it was Senku, and I really like him as a character a lot. He's pretty much like the Shikamaru. It's like if Shikamaru ran Naruto, pretty much, where it's just like he's gonna win through creating new inventions and also like win through his brain power instead of like his physicality. So I definitely really like the overall anime as well, and the series overall. I really like it. I wish that they weren't seasonal though. I wish they were things weekly. That would be really cool. But Noah, how do you feel?
I feel the same way. I think it was almost the style of Dr. Stone is almost like reminding me of my reservations with starting like sports or like some like a sports type anime. I was like, can this anime really hit? But like like Dr. Stone, you just like you genuinely get excited when he like discovers these new things, and when he and it's like it's almost like and it is like educational in the sense like you're actually like you're actually learning like stuff, and it's really cool. And it's just one of those things like you don't think it's like cool, but then when you really sit down and watch it, and then like the characters, I think all the characters are great. Like I think Senku is great. He's just so realistic about everything. He's like I'm not like he's just so like upfront. He's like, this ain't magic. Like I'm just smart. Like we're just smart out here. And I don't know. It's really cool. It's just interesting. It's because it's so different, like you said, from the typical shonen. But it still does great at the same time. Like it's off kilter, but it's still amazing.
Exactly. And I mean, a quick fun question. Because to me, Senku is like a good version of like Light Yagami almost, because we just talked about Death Note. It's like Light Yagami's over here trying to control the world, and Senku's over here having to restart the world, but he has his good intentions. Who's smarter? You think Light smarter, or you think Senku's smarter?
Senku knows, his man knows every compound of every combination of this man, and he's remembered this man counted for 7,000 years in his brain by seconds. He was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this man is different. His brain is
that's a crazy feat, actually, level. If you think about it.
That's what I'm saying. You don't need strength feats. He got brain feats out here.
Yeah, facts. Senku by a mile. I mean, just like for all the reasons that man literally counted for thousands of years. He is a literal genius. He can create literally anything that he can think of, and his IQ definitely has to be up there with all of the anime characters. Honestly, without him,
definitely.
He like literally created a whole kingdom of science. Like I mean,
now, he might not be a strategist,
yeah,
but he still is very good at strategy at the same time, though. As he's showcased through the seasons, like he's fighting where he's obviously the weaker opponent, but he can think ahead, and like he uses these conniving like techniques to almost like the trickery, and like with Gen, like he's really good at combining that stuff as well.
No, before I let Josh like take over, quick question. So what do you guys think caused the entire stone situation? Like I know that those scientists in the lab or something, but like what are our theories of like what they were actually doing to even cause something like this? Like I don't know.
That's
like sometimes
yeah, that's a really Interesting question. Honestly, because like I even watching this season, I honestly have no idea. I think it's a mixture of. I feel like they were trying to do something because you already know, like humans throughout a lot of the shows and stuff, humans usually do something stupid, which then ends up like wiping everyone's like existence and stuff. I think it was a mixture of that, and then probably something from outer space that just came in and was like, "Yeah, we're just gonna just knock everything out."
I feel the same way. I have no clue. I haven't really deep dove in. I've only been experiencing Doctor Stone like the surface level of just watching it, and I haven't really deep dove into. Not that I don't like it, but it's just like I feel like I'd rather almost wait for him to. I like just seeing him discover anything, so I don't even want to risk seeing anything. I don't know, but I would. I didn't even have a thought. I feel like it's so like. I feel like they wouldn't bring. Like I'm not saying aliens are out of the picture, but I feel like they wouldn't bring extraterrestrial things into something that's so like literal. You know what I mean? Like it's all about science and proof and this and that. So I feel like if they did take that direction, it would kind of be like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it was just humans doing human things, like Josh said, like just trying to do the unnatural.
There's always some idiot scientists in these shows just trying to like
exactly.
We need to up evolution. Like, get out of here, you idiot.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's definitely interesting. The show can go so many directions because you got to remember it's over thousands of years.
Yeah.
Since like Senku was actually able to get out. So it's like what has grown in those 1,000 years? What has the world become? Like is there aliens? Is there dinosaurs again? Like where, like what else is there? Like what has been living during these thousands of years? Because you can't just sit up there and tell me everyone just froze. Like definitely something. And I think I haven't read the manga, so hopefully the manga might get into that a little bit. But the show can go in many directions.
Real quick for anyone watching, we're only talking about the anime. We did not read the manga, but I know that it's like far past where the anime is, but we just haven't done that yet. But yeah, I will say it's just like it's very interesting. I'm just trying to figure out like are they going to do a time skip eventually or something? I don't know. Like
well, they have to travel across the world. So, I mean, it's going to take a few. It's not going to. It's going to take him a few years to get there.
Yeah.
So I would say so. Maybe a couple years. Nothing too big though. Definitely not.
Yeah, I know. And the way how this man Senku is just creating like invention after invention. Like now he has like they already have a communication.
Now he's got a real army of muscle to really build what he needs, like and what he needs quick. Like you know what I'm saying.
So, I mean, if they're going to explore, I wouldn't be surprised they were able to explore it and create a boat soon. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
create a whole fleet real quick. Just roll out.
That's what I'm saying. The way how Senku is just going in his pace, I wouldn't be, honestly, it might not even take years for them to cross. They might even create, like, who knows?
Like a few months, yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
I wonder if they're going to do any like One Piece references because you saw that they did the Dragon Ball reference when he was talking about animation with the manga,
like bringing the fun back into like life.
That'd be fun if because they're about to go to sea and everything. That would be very fun if they did that. Josh, you have any talking points that you want to bring up before we get to this ranking list?
I pretty much wanted to talk about like how do you guys feel about it overall? How do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about the end of season 2? With the whole like Stone Wars and stuff. Like, how did you guys feel about that? And then eventually, then we'll get into the rankings and stuff.
Stone Wars was a really good arc to me. I enjoyed Stone Wars is definitely a close of just like everything, like the beginning of like part 1. I don't know if this is called part 1 Dr. Stone, like arc 1 Dr. Link. This Stone Wars, like I enjoyed how you say his name?
Sukiya.
Yeah, he was awesome. Like I thought he was a great villain. He was one of those villains that it's like good motives, bad execution, right? And I thought that he was dope though. I liked his partner, even though he was evil. I forget what it's Geen, right? Purple guy with the glasses.
Purple guy with the glasses. I got you right here. It's Gen, right?
Gen. Okay, there you go.
You're talking about Senku's.
Yeah. I thought no. I'm talking about Tsukasa's partner. The guy who betrayed him.
No, he's
God, I can't remember his name.
White hair.
Yeah, the white haired guy. Yeah.
Hyoga.
There you
H1.
go.
Yeah, Yoga.
He
There
was
it is.
wild, bro, because I knew for a fact, I was like, this guy's gonna be up to some slick stuff. Because you
Uh-huh.
know, he reminded me of the there's always like this archetype that they do. I've seen it in Bleach with the snake like guy. I've seen it in Naruto with like Kabuto, and this guy gave me that vibe. I was like,
Mhm.
yo, he's gonna be evil.
Low
Like,
key
oh,
wants to take over. Yeah, he said
yeah,
it
like
like first time.
this man was starting his own revolution within a revolution. I was like, yo, this guy's
Facts.
crazy. And like it's like a snap of his finger, everybody followed him. So like I knew he was gonna be up to something crazy. I liked him a lot though. I was like, this is the true villain. Like him and Tsukasa are both built the same. I was like, it's not gonna be just like some walk in the park where he just lets Tsukasa like walk over him. So I thought that was great. I love the Kingdom of Science. Like there's no bad characters in Dr. Stone. And if I'm just thinking over it real quick, like I actually like most of the characters here. All their designs are really fun too. I like the different areas that they have their marks where like they're revived and everything. Like I like a lot about Dr. Stone. I like the aesthetic. It's just fun. How do you think, Noah?
I couldn't agree more. I mean, off the character design, I think the character design is like super unique. It's very like, I don't know. I just love the style of that. I loved how this season went, and I'm not saying it hit you the biggest plot twist, but it was a nice like learning about learning about Tsukasa's like whole character kind of hit. I was like, this is pretty sad, and I think I liked how they touched on the parallel of Kohaku relating to Tsukasa because she did the same exact thing with her sister every day tirelessly, whether anybody told her it was going to work or not. And I really like that little connection that they have there with those two. And even at the end, Senku and his conversation at the end, that idle chat that he was talking about, I think that was like, I think it was. I'm not saying Senku's never emotional, but it was like a. He's so different, and I think it just like showed like how deep of a like he's just such a deep character that we haven't even seen many parts. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a great ending to. I think, like you said, I think it really did wrap up this beginning part, and now they're headed on to this next big adventure. But like this whole Tsukasa part is has met its end at this point. You know what I mean? And I think it was great. I really enjoyed Dr. Stone. It's really good.
Yeah, just to add to your point, I know like Senku, even in the beginning, he was like, I want to avoid war at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's one of the things he was like, I want to avoid as many casualties as possible because again, he knows deep down that he needs their muscle in order to expand the kingdom of science and eventually like work together and stuff like that. So I just wanted to add that. And just like what you guys said, I agree with both of you guys' points as well. Overall, I definitely feel like this is the end of part one. This is sort of like the introduction, like, okay, everyone is revived, that they can revive at the moment. We are trying to survive thousands of years of not living. Two kingdoms battle it out. Now everything's good. Now let's expand and let's grow to the next part. And that's another thing that I really wanted to talk to you about. Like, where do you think Dr. Stone is going after now that part one's over? Like, what do you think is going to happen next?
Well, he already said that they want to get to America. So, I mean, obviously they're going to have to travel overseas. But I think this Kingdom of Science, this is going to be like the main hub. But I feel like we're not going to see a lot of these characters for a while because they're going to another area. I think Senku is basically going to try to expand and start over somewhere else, but there's always, not everyone's good. No one's going to have good intentions. So eventually they're going to run into another Tsukasa, but without the good intentions. I think that Senku's going to run into somebody who's a threat that he's going to actually have to kill this time, So they got lucky because beforehand this was well, I'm not even gonna say lucky because they didn't have like all the items and stuff, but now they're prepared. They can go to this next island or next country or whatever you want to call it, and they can do better. But it's just like he's going to keep running into problems because people are bad. So eventually, what if he, instead of another strong person, what if he runs into another person equally as smart as him who can make equal like technology or something like that? It's like the possibilities are all over the place. So I'm very excited to see how it goes. I feel like we're going to have a little stalemate with the traveling. Like I hope they skip the traveling because I don't want to see like a whole bunch of episodes or chapters of them on a boat. But I mean, we'll see how it goes.
I think another thing too, like you said, with the traveling, in a sense, is like I think Josh mentioned this. Like they don't know what's in the world at this point, so traveling is going to be that much more difficult because they don't know what's been really running the Earth for these 7,000 odd years. So like that's just another like trial who has to overcome with all these people as well.
Yeah. And I just want to say he better take my boy. Well, all right, he better bring Gen with him because I feel like I love Gen. I know that he's the manipulator and all that stuff, but he's funny. Like I like him.
Yeah, Gen is funny. Gen is funny.
Yeah,
I agree.
And then, go ahead.
No, he is. No, I was just agreeing with you. You keep going, bro.
And I want them to bring Chrome with them because I like him too. Like he's probably my favorite character now. Like I like him a lot. Like he's grown into that. Like he's like going to be like the new Senku one of these days.
I was thinking that same thing, like because they can almost at this point they can almost separate these two. Because I was like, what happens if Senku leaves Tsukasa's like fridge? Like you know what I'm saying? Like what if something happens in that sense? Like who can he truthfully trust to be able to handle a situation like that or be able to like help these people? And I think Chrome is really right now that only option. So that was like what I was thinking, like they could split those two up, but I don't think they would do that because obviously I think he needs another mind because sure, Chrome isn't on his level of thinking, but that off the box, like out of the box thinking has helped. Like, you know what I'm saying? He thinks of those things that Senku might not think of in a heated moment. And like that, like what happened in the last few episodes, like, he has he remembered the tank shot they shot off had what they needed for like the dynamite, like that sense.
Isn't it real quick? Isn't it kind of weird now you think about it? Most of the Kingdom of Science are related to Senku. They're just like generations later.
Honestly,
like these are all like his like brothers and sisters, but like great. Like I'm thinking,
right.
I'm like, oh shoot.
I mean, if you go back to season 1, like what I believe that's what his father did, right?
Yeah.
And like the spaceship and stuff, that was honestly one of the smartest decisions. Like he saw what the world did and he was like, look, like we got to create this village because I know my boy is going to find a way to survive. So it's just until
he has balls.
Yeah.
Because I would have been scared as hell to do that, man. Like jump out of the ship.
Yeah, right.
Like, man, I would have just died up there.
He said we're going back down. Yeah,
I would have just died, bro. I would have died. I would have been like, it is what it is. Like, like the world's over.
Well, I mean, you pretty much you got to risk it all at that point. I mean, you come back, everyone's turning to stone. You know, I'm just gonna jump out. If I die. If not,
I want to. I kind of want to try one of Senku's recipes of experiments or whatever one time, or see if someone on YouTube's done it. See if like someone's trying to recreate the soap or something like that, and see if it's actually possible. That is another thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Is there anything else, Josh? Or are we going to move on?
Yeah, I'm ready to move on to ranking the characters. So now, like, how do you guys want to rank the characters based off of like likeness, overall smartness?
Yeah, we can do likeness. There's no, that would be cheating if we did.
They all have their own like roles, I think, in this.
Yeah.
No one's like not everyone's supposed to be a combatant.
All right, so we got our tier list here. We're not going. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Oh, not me messing up the order. All right, so yeah, we just got most of the main characters. We're gonna, like last time, ignore anyone that's like fodder. Like real quick, I'm putting them at the bottom if we don't care. Like this guy, who the heck?
Yeah.
This guy, we don't need you. We don't need her.
And the other short dude, like in the middle, right there with the.
This guy sucks. F.
Yeah,
but the rest
there.
The rest can be fine, I guess. It shouldn't take too long. But yeah, so I guess we could just knock out. So first one is Kaseki. You know my boy. This is the guy that basically he kind of turned into Senku's like secondhand man after Crom. Actually, like when it comes to like building experiments and all that, he's he's like
he was pretty much
he's a mason. He's
yeah,
there is a word, a craftsman.
He's like a
He's
blacksmith.
Craftsman.
He was helping. He learned how to make the like. This guy was savage when he wanted the glass like jars and stuff. He was like twisting there. Like I thought that he was cool.
He was hitting it with the wrist.
He pretty much was the Kingdom of Science's muscle before everybody else joined. So he was
ever getting a fight.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
opportunity. That was great.
Right.
I messed with him. I thought he was funny. I thought he was dope. That's a solid A for me. But I don't know about y'all.
I agree. I think he's great. I think he's funny. I think how excited he gets is also great. I think it's just funny, and then I think he just adds. Like without him, like they would have got stuck at a bunch of walls. But like he just like Senku like pointed out, like natural ingenuity like continues through the ages, and like they have a perfect back and forth because he understands the crafts and Senku can give him the things that he wants to create. So it's like a good like mesh that they have together. So I think he's great. Definitely A for me.
Yeah, I agree. I'd put him right there at A.
All right.
Just like I said earlier, like he pretty much helped them do all of like the heavy lifting and stuff before everyone else joined. So you got to put him right there at A. He's a real.
Yeah.
All right. So next is Yakov. I mean, he was there for a couple episodes because he's one of the astronauts. I will say, actually, looking at this, it's fun to see their take on non-Japanese characters because you can tell he's not from Japan the way they drew him. So that's fun. Not gonna lie, I don't remember much about a lot of the astronauts other than Senku's dad and the singer girl. But he was there. I mean,
yeah, he was there. They had a nice little relationship. Had a few kids. Like, they were cool.
Actually, now I'm looking at real quick. Him and her are probably responsible for like Chrome and like some of these.
Honestly, Chrome. Honestly,
they're responsible for the brunette. So without them, we don't have some of these good characters.
That's true.
But where you guys putting
them?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'd probably put either B or C.
Really, I would put them in a D. Like,
I'd say B or C because, like you said, they started it off. You know what I mean? They took the risk, so I'll give them some character boost for that. Even though we didn't get into them too much, but I'll give them some character. They took the risk, and they're the ones that set up Senku with this almost family to be ready for him whenever he had like gotten out of his petrification.
I give Yakov some respect.
Yeah, I'll give him a C.
Honestly, a lot of the international space, like the whole crew, I would say at least they're all at least C, and then we'll rank from there. Just because, again, like they helped, just like you said, Isaiah, like they gave like Senku the keys, pretty much. Like, here's a village. We already know we know that you're gonna survive. So
yeah,
here's the whole village for you. Like they're real ones, honestly. Without them,
honestly, yeah.
Like they're not
imagine that, man. Like you'd be like, yeah, I know my son's smart enough, so this is what we finna do. So next is Curio. I'm not gonna lie, this is Kohaku and what's the sister's name?
I forget too.
We'll get.
We haven't seen her in so long.
Yeah. They're the sisters. Ruri. This is their dad. He used to be the village's chief before Senku, and I didn't like him at first. But I mean, I don't blame him. Like, some random guy comes up and then starts talking all this craziness. Like, I would be like, yeah, you need to go. So I do not blame him. I wouldn't trust Senku either until he proved his point. But I would think like this guy is on some witchcraft type stuff. What's going on? Right. But he was cool. He was a leader. He did his thing. He never really got on my nerves. Like there's been leaders like Orochi, for example, who like come in and like his role, like you knew that there had to be change. Like he could have been stuck in his ways, but then they would have to take him down. He he adjusted. So I thought that was fine. But how do you guys feel about Koyoku?
Yeah, no, you go first.
Oh, I think he's pretty good. I think, like you said, at first he's like standoffish, but I think he adopted. And I think the moment he had in that last little stand with Tsukasa, like before Senku figured it out, I like that little motivational speech he gave out. I think it was really telling of how far and like how he was like he like said it. He was like Senku is our chief. Like we believe in him, and I like that energy he was giving out. So I'd say he's like a CB like character. He's funny too sometimes when he like sees the thing. I love all the reactions of them when they see Senku create things. I think it's like one of the best parts of the show because it's so funny because they're just like dumbfounded by what's going on. Like they don't know what this man is. Like it's just great. I think it's funny. So I think he's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. I'd probably put him at B tier just for all the reasons. The fact that he was able to adjust, but it's very hard giving up your leadership position to some random guy that you just met. Like it's tough, and you gotta remember he's been running that village for pretty much like most of his life. So you go from that to you have to adjust. And I like what you said, Noah. The reactions whenever Senku makes something new is just. They're always great. So I would put them at least at B tier. There's a lot of likable characters on this list, honestly. This might be one of the few lists where we barely have a couple characters on D tier, honestly.
Yeah. So next is this girl. You don't remember her name. That's fine because
we just start her right in C next to her husband. Honestly.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
She did her thing. You know, she did her thing.
Exactly. So we're getting to one of the more talkative characters again. Gen start off as one of the villains. Even though as the manipulator, like he came in there just to start some ish. He kind of gave me Loki vibes now that I'm looking back. But he eventually came back once he found out he was like the Kingdom of Science is actually the way to go. They're going to be victorious, not Tsukasa. And Senku proven to be a friend. He made him a soda, and they actually grew a friendship, and he became one of the more figureheads of the Kingdom of Science as the series went on, and I kind of like that. I really liked Gen's evolution as a character. I enjoyed him in general, and I think he's one of my favorite characters in the series. But Josh, how you feel about Gen?
I like Gen a lot. I definitely think he's definitely a really good neutral character. I like how he realized how the Kingdom of Science he's gonna like prevail and stuff. And the only thing I gotta be careful with him though is like if they do eventually go to America and let's say he does find someone that is a little bit smarter, like what side is he gonna choose? So I mean that's the only thing with his personality. He's kind of more of like I'm gonna go with the winning team. That's the vibes I got from him. But I mean, other than that, I mean, he definitely is a very good support character. He was very supportive of Senku and really helped him create like his inventions and stuff like that. But that's the only thing I would be careful with in the future is if there's one character that I could see turn because he finds another kingdom that's better, it would be Gen. Because I mean, again, at the end of the day, it's all about survival, So. I don't mind. It's just something that I just have in the back of my mind because that's how I look at characters. Like, how did they react in their moments? And like the moments that he really needed somebody, he had a choice, and he chose. I mean, he did choose the winning. He did choose the winning side, but it's like, will he do that again? I mean, he did it. He did it in the beginning. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he did it again. That's the only thing. But I would probably put him at A tier. He's a really good support character. And again, like once he's on your side, like he's gonna ride for your side. That's one thing I will say. So, how do you feel, Noah?
I think I'm gonna give Gen a little bit more credit here, and I think I really don't think he's like that. I think he wants to live that modern life, but I think at this point, I think like Isaiah, you were saying, like him and Senku have built that very good relationship, and Gen is all about the guarantees, and Senku can guarantee what he needs. At this point, I don't think any random person is going to meet because Gen and Senku already had knowledge of each other previously before. So I think that was also a building block in their relationship. And I don't think he would leave his guarantee for something that could be or he thinks might be. I don't know. That's just me giving him a little more credit. And I think, Isaiah, you said their relationship is building. I think Gen is almost like the spokesperson for the kingdom, like for the Kingdom of Science. Like even at the end, he's like, everybody like listen up, like Senku's gonna talk. Like he's kind of like that kind of figure where like he can explain things simply almost for people as well. Like he can like simplify a lot of things that are going on and things like that. So I put Gen's definitely an A. I think he's enjoyable. He's funny. He adds like funny moments. He does smart. He's smart in his own right of the way he goes about things as well.
All right. And I will say real quick, because that was an interesting take, Josh. I never really thought about it that way. But I will say I had that sort of same feeling until we actually got to the fights where it looked like everything was going to go south. But like the people who are really ride or die Senku, like they went in anyway. And like he stuck with them. So I feel that's the only reason why I'm like, I think he's loyal now. But that is an interesting take. I never thought about it that way. And I'm interested to see if
I agree with that.
Well, yeah, because like I definitely think like once he chooses his side, like he's definitely like loyal as heck, and that's one thing that makes his character very well. Like I agree with what you guys were saying. Like he pretty much ended up being like the spokesperson and stuff. That's because again, like he is loyal once he chooses. I'm one of those people. Like I look how people are when you first meet them. I'm just like, all right, like I mean, you did turn sides, so I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on you, but I definitely like I still trust you, but I'm still gonna keep my eye on you a little bit. Like I wouldn't be surprised, like if he were to switch sides, like I wouldn't be like, oh my god, like I wouldn't be like that surprised, if you guys know what I'm saying. So I mean, it's definitely interesting, but overall as a character, though, he's definitely A tier. Like there's no debate about that. He's one of the best characters on the show.
All right. So next is Mumiji. She wasted potential, honestly, because I thought it was cool that she was like a gymnast and she was a spy. And honestly, I really liked her, and I thought it was cool that she was also part of that mini revolution that was going on, and she stuck to that evil thing. Obviously, I mean, none of them are quote unquote evil anymore because they're all in the Kingdom of Science now. But I liked her a lot, actually. I thought everything about her was really dope. I wish we could have got more like interactions with her, because once she got captured, she just kind of got put to the side. But I liked her. Mumiji. No, how do you feel about her?
Honestly, I had, like you said, I had forgot about her until they freed her that last two episodes. I forgot. I was like, wait, why? I was like, where did this girl even be at? She was just out of the way the whole time.
Yeah, right.
But like you said, she did have a lot of potential to be like a cool character. And I think she is a cool character, but I think they just kind of threw her under the Hyuga thing. And I'm sure she'll make a reappearance, because they're not gonna, like, you know what I'm saying, they're keeping these people in prison, but we don't know how deep Hyuga's ties went, you know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming someone might break him out eventually, and like we'll see what happens there. But she's like, I don't know if I could even give her a B, because like we just haven't seen anything from her. I think she has potential, but I think she's like more of a C character, just because we didn't get much. She's cool on the surface, but other than that, we haven't really got much from her.
Yeah,
I agree. I would put her right there at C tier. Like, I mean, she is a gymnast, and she definitely did it. She escaped capture. You got to give her some props for that and stuff. And she was able to spy on them for the longest time.
Like, I like her design too.
like Senku really had to like diverge like a huge plan just to get her like distracted. So her spying skills are definitely up there. So I'd put her at C tier. She needs more screen time.
All right. So next is Genro. He's one of the two warriors. I like Genro. I think he's funny. I mean, we see these characters almost in every shonen, where it's like he's a little scared, but I mean, you know, he still qualifies as the warrior. I think he became like a comedic relief. He was very funny. He's obviously going to be around for a while, because he was in like the core group of like teens. I was kind of like the show was focused on. And he's one of the people who went on the saga with Senku to go get whatever was in the middle of that poison fog or something like that. I remember that as well. So,
I know some blue stuff.
Yeah,
I can't remember. But sulfuric acid.
There you go. See,
there you go.
Look at Noah. Remember,
we're out here.
But no, he was cool. Like, I would put him like a B. But you know, how do you guys feel about him?
Yeah,
I'd probably agree. He's funny. He does his thing. Him and the rules guy. I can't remember his
Rules are
name.
rules.
They have that nice little funny back and forth. I like that.
Kinro.
Yeah, Kinro and Ginro. Yeah, they have that nice little back and forth. He's funny. I would say he's B. I would say I like him more than the chief because he's just like he gets a little bit more attention and just like I like him. He's funny. He's like the same thing. Like I think his reactions to Senku showing him new things is great. Like I think it's funny, and he's just like a clown, like you said. He's like he wants to be tough, but he has those moments where he's like he just fades because he's scared. I don't know. He's just funny. Yeah,
I agree.
I enjoy him.
Yeah, I'd put him right there at B tier.
I think their little interaction fighting over the silver spear was really funny.
Yeah,
too.
the silver and gold spear, like just like the dumb, like just like they're like just dumb brothers almost, just kind of like on two opposite sides of the spectrum of like one's real serious and one's just like he's just out there for fun.
It's like, how did you get this position?
Yeah, right.
So next is, I mean, Senku's ass, obviously. Goated. I'm just saying. Like, do we really even need to debate that? Like,
oh yeah, no. Senku, we can go straight up. Yeah, I think Kohaku's on the same wavelength as well. Honestly.
Yeah,
I don't even have to. I don't. There's not much like strong, smart, like loyal. Like, I think she's just great all around. I think she has that funny, like almost that Nami-esque like trope where it's like these boys are doing dumb things and she comes in, she's like, what are you guys doing right now? Like, and these guys are like like Senku and Chrome are like plotting and she's just like, what is happening over there? Like, I don't know. I think she's like, she's great. She's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'd put her at S tier. She's goated.
Her and Noelle have made female characters in shonen like so much better. Like I thank God they finally started.
People really love to disrespect Noelle out here. Like she's not the best girl out here. Like, come on.
So what's the next one? So the next one, another one of those space chicks. What's her name? Daria. Like just like we already said, we're putting all the space people down here.
Yeah, they did. They did their role.
They did their role. Yeah, they did. They did their thing.
Who is this? I don't remember this.
I don't know, honestly.
D tier.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you who she is.
I don't remember who that is. You actually know that's not fair.
It's not fair.
That is turquoise. That is turquoise.
Yeah. She's one of Ryu's guards.
Yeah. There you go. That's why I said wait.
Jasper, wife of Jasper.
Gotcha. I mean, I don't,
I don't have any thoughts about her.
She was one of the people that was always sticking around him. And they were like, yeah, we cannot like accept Senku and all those people. I mean, they changed, but the moment they finally accepted them, they just became background characters like immediately. So it's just like I don't. Yeah, this might be a D tier for me. I ain't gonna cap, but
I wouldn't argue with you.
I'm not arguing with that. Yeah, I had to literally pull up her information so that way we had something.
There you go.
Yeah, I would put her D tier.
Okay. Like next is Kinro. Kinro, I love Kinro. I thought he was funny. He one of the few people like Crom and Kohaku got like character development. Like Noah was saying, he was like the rules guy.
Yeah.
But he didn't trust Senku or none of them. But I'm glad that he became a loyal servant to this kingdom of science. I thought it was cool that like he was blind and they called it the fuzzy
eyes. I was just about to say the same thing. He said, "You guys have fuzzy eyes. Don't worry, glasses will fix it."
Like right when he got glasses, he just became a savage. So I like him a lot. No, you just want to elaborate on him?
I agree. I think he adds that dynamic between him and Ginro, where it's like the dumb and logical like duo, and I think those duos are always really funny.
Yeah,
I think he is that. He is almost that powerhouse that like he's kind of like Taiju, but a little smarter and not as like instinct acting, you know what I mean? In that sense, like he kind of thinks more. And I don't know. I would say he could go A or B for me, honestly. I think he's cool.
Yeah, I agree. I'd probably put him top of B, either low A, because he is one of the two brothers, and we'll get into his other brother in a little bit. But I mean,
I'm fine with top of B.
yeah.
I was gonna say A. Actually, no, I want A, man. Like,
Yeah,
No, I agree. I can agree with that.
I love Kid Ro. Sorry.
No, I agree.
Crom, my guy. Lake Gunny's probably also one of my favorite characters in this series because this is like watching someone who wants to be a scientist, but he doesn't know what science is. I mean, like we saw him early on; he was like collecting rocks and everything, and like everyone kind of looked at him like a clown, like what are you doing? But when Senku came here, like everyone immediately like, oh, this guy deserves our respect because he's almost like Senku's like apprentice, right? Where it's like he's teaching them everything he knows. So I honestly think, even though I want Crom to come with them, I think Crom's going to stay back and he's going to be like the new scientist for the Kingdom of Science, the main one, while Senku and the rest of them travel, which sucks because I want Crom content, but it makes sense for the story for him to stay back because honestly, if he leaves, who else is going to be able to do science stuff? Nobody. So it's like you got to keep one of these two people here, and like I think super important to the story. He's awesome. I think his potential has just hit the scratching surface. I really enjoyed his character once he got captured and he figured a way to leave. Like he made a battery to burn everything. Like I thought that was so dope. And how he faked out like the grass and everything. Like I love him. But how do you guys feel about him?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, he's pretty much right up there with Senku as well. I mean, because I mean, he's pretty, like you said, he's gonna lead. I honestly, I agree with you. Like he's gonna lead like that village while Senku leads on the voyage. Because I mean, he's just as smart as, I'm not as smart as Senku, but if there's some guy that can like run the village and continue to create the science things and new inventions and stuff that Senku taught him, it is him. So I would put him right there. Right, I would put him right by. I'd probably put him bottom of S.
Yes.
Yeah. Not ahead of those two. I'm sorry. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, am I really gonna say?
No, it's fair. I was thinking too.
I agree. I agree. I think he's S, and I think you said, I love that, like the apprentice thing, and I think that scene where all of his hard work before Senku got there being validated by Senku was like big for him. I think it was huge, and that lit that fire even more to like. He's just like that like Senku was saying, like people naturally want, like it's in human nature to want to discover and like try new things. And like I think Chrome embodies that, like the beginning of where Senku like knows where humanity started. Like that's like I think they motivate each other in that sense, is where like Chrome always wants to learn and Senku wants to keep going forward, and they just like clash off each other and just keep the ideas rolling like back and forth. And Chrome adds that like more primitive because he knows more about like what's happened now, more in a sense, and now like, and then Senku's bringing the old, like not old technology, but like, you know what I mean, like old now, like compare, like I don't know, it's a good mesh they have together. I think that's the thing about Doctor Stone, everybody meshes like very well in some respect of, maybe it's not science, but maybe it's like fighting or this or that. Like I think it's really cool. But I love their relationship.
Yeah, and I think part of the reason why everyone clicks so well together is, again, I feel like the people on the plane, they really clicked with each other and gel with each other, and they're able to, like, before they're able to reproduce and before they all died and stuff, I remember they told like their first gens, they're like, hey, like this is what's probably gonna end up happening. So that way, like the foundation still passed down. So then when Senku actually came, once he was able to give him his name, they're like, oh, snap, you're Senku. Oh, yeah. Then they're able to.
Been told folklore about you for thousands of years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They've been telling a folk tale about you for thousands of years. So, I mean, the fact that stick for that long, I definitely think that was one of the reasons why. And I definitely think that's why I put all the plane people, especially the space station, but at least that C tier, because they established that foundation. And that's why we're seeing a lot of these characters just click and mesh right now. I think that's part of it. Definitely part of the reason.
Definitely.
All right. So the next is Magma. I thought Magma was a complete scumbag when we first started out. I mean, he grew on me, but like for example, he tried to kill Gen like with
Yeah,
the
he did.
spear. I was like, what are you doing? Like he gave me Gaston vibes. Like even when there was a chance like Senku could have died, he was like, wait, if Senku dies, does that mean I still get to be a chief or something? I'm like, shut up. Like
Yeah.
you're self-sabotaging. Like this small little clan doesn't mean anything if you guys lose to Tsukasa's kingdom.
Exactly.
But you know, I mean, he grew on me once he became loyal to Senku to a degree. Like I think he just likes fighting, honestly. But Magma, you know what? The arc where him and Chrome had to travel and he saved him, and vice versa. Like that's where that grew on me because that showed me that he's just not a selfish bastard. But beforehand, like I was like, what are you doing? Like you're just sabotaging everything to like he would have been a horrible leader, let me tell you. He reminds me of Gaston from the Disney movie Beauty and Beast as well. Like he's just like this meathead that's self-interested, not really smart, but you know, he became a comedic relief after a while, like a Bakugo from My Hero, just like always angry, but you know, but he's such a liability if he doesn't have anybody with him. How do you guys feel about Magma?
I think Magma's just B. I think he's like you said, he's kind of funny. He's like the real meathead of the group. Like he couldn't figure out things on his own. He needs direction. As much as he wants to be like this big bad leader, he needs that direction. But I think he's fine. I honestly would prefer. I think I prefer the old chief and Ginra over him. But I wouldn't put him in C though, just because he is there a lot, and he does do a lot of like. He's not terrible. He's not terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And even to add to your point about Gen in the beginning, like he fell for Gen's trick.
Exactly.
Like Gen pretended to put a curse that would destroy his heart.
Yeah, like what?
He actually believed it. So I mean, that just shows you the gullible side. He's ambitious. Once he has a sense of direction, he's gonna get the job done. That's one thing I will say about him. Magma, I would probably put him. I agree, probably B tier. He's just screaming big for me.
All right. So next we got Reiju. That's the name, right? God, I said Reiju. I'm thinking that's a whole One Piece. Taiju. Oh my gosh, that's a whole One Piece name. Taiju. Like Josh said, when we got introduced to Taiju, I thought Taiju was going to be like the main character. And I was like, ugh, do I really want to watch this? Like, I mean, Taiju's not a bad character, but he screams shonen like, oh, meathead, super strong. I was like, ugh. But I stuck with it, and I'm glad I did because you know Senku's a much better main character. But Taiju, he's fun. I like the fact that he's like a complete like first of all, he's a great best friend. He's just like the number one like nice guy. Like he's going to stick to his word. He doesn't like hurting people. But he's so strong that he's just willing to be like a shield almost. Like he'll take the damage, but he won't punch back. If he actually was willing to like hurt people, like I think Taiju would be like an issue. But you know he isn't. That's fine. I think him and his crush on gosh, how you say her name?
Yuzuriha?
Yes.
Yeah, something like
that.
Yuzuriha.
You know, I thought it was cute. Like, you know, he made sure that she got revived and stuff. She was like the third person to get revived after him. But you know, they're cool. They're cute, whatever. But you know, Taiju, I like him as a character. I will put him. I see if it was part 1, A, but like he kind of that period of time where we stayed away from, I just kind of like, I was like, okay. I mean, I like a lot of the Kingdom of Science people more, and I would put him like top B as of right now. But I mean, I can see an argument for him being A as well. So I mean, you know, that's just my take on Taiju.
Yeah, I mean, I would put Taiju at A, bottom A, just because like he was able to stay undercover for the longest time, and that's definitely a hard task to do, especially when you're under like Tashigi and stuff like that in his empire. So I mean, I would put Taiju definitely at A, and then with the whole communication device scene, like first able to talk to Senku, like, it definitely was a emotional appeal as well, because it was like they haven't seen each other for so long, and the fact that he just heard his voice, like that just again shows you like his loyalty, and like you said, the fact that he's such a great shield, and he'll be willing to take bullets and damage for people, and it would be scary though if he's able to fight back. I definitely think in the future I feel like we're gonna see him actually like attack once in a while. So I definitely think that's gonna really help. I definitely think he needs more screen time, so that's why I wouldn't put him at like top of A. But for now, I'll just put him bottom A.
I'd agree. I like Taiji.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I would now. Thank goodness he's not the main character though, because I definitely when I first watched that, I was like, "Oh God, is he gonna be the main character? How is he gonna survive? Because you can't survive. No. You got to be smart. Smart prevails."
So we almost out of here. We got a couple relevant characters left. So next is Hyoga. Like I said, Hyoga I thought was the perfect villain for the end of Stone Wars, because honestly, I didn't want to see Tsukasa die. And I'm glad Hyoga didn't die either, but he's just like a prisoner now. And I feel like we haven't seen the last of Hyoga. But you know, like I said, huge Kabuto vibes. I gave my spiel on him earlier, so I'm not gonna go on too long. But I mean, you know, it was a fun villain. You know, I liked him. I thought the way he completely manipulated Tsukasa, and honestly, if Senku wasn't there, he would have been successful. He would have been the new ruler. But you know, his ideals were way different. He just wanted to be like a lawless land, while Tsukasa preached lawlessness, but didn't really follow through with it. It was more dictatorship. But how do you guys feel about Hyoga?
Yeah, in terms of overall character, I mean, he's definitely A tier for me, because I mean, the way how he's able to completely manipulate Tsukasa and stuff. I mean, you got to give him props for that. And I agree, he definitely gives me like Kabuto vibes. I forget. He kind of reminds me of the character on Bleach. You remember he worked under Aizen?
I was thinking of him too, man. I forget his name, but I know the snake-like character guy. I know you're talking about.
Character, like he has the ability of the blade. He can extend like the whole city. Yeah, no, you gotta watch Bleach. But
I know too.
It's goated. It's goated, bro. But anyway, like that's when I looked at Hyoga's character, that's exactly what I thought of. I was like, he's definitely going to manipulate to Iggy. He just gave me those vibes. I like that kind of character. I definitely think he's gonna have to stay a prisoner, because I definitely think he showed his true intentions, and they were pretty ugly and stuff. So I would put him at A tier though. Where A tier, that's up to you guys, but I definitely would put him A tier.
I'd agree. I think for all those points, I think he played the good hidden villain, popping out of the cut, and he played like he stuck true to what he wanted to do, even towards the end, like when he was like, I've been waiting for this moment. And he made that apparent to Tsukasa. He was like, I couldn't catch you lacking ever, but now he said, now I got you lacking. And I think for me, I think Hyoga has one of my favorite character designs with his face, like with the cracks on his face. I think that was one of the coolest looking like the crack patterns that we've seen yet. I think I really like that. I was like, this looks pretty sick, and it looks evil-esque. You know what I'm saying? He looked kind of evil. I think it was very fitting for his character to like look like this. So I like Hyoga. I like you said, Isaiah. I don't think we're done with Hyoga just yet. I think it was too quick of an ending for him. I think like I said earlier, I think his ties, that fake revolution, there's no way it was limited to just him and the pink haired girl. There's no way. There's somebody else lurking in the shadows.
I'm telling you, man, they're going to go to America and see another smart person.
You know what's missing? Wait, can you scroll down for 1 second?
Oh, yeah. I got you.
You know who's missing?
Who?
The Arrow guy. Arrow guy is one of my favorite characters.
Oh, I was waiting for
That's the one person who's missing. I just realized that as we were talking about Hyoga. That's the one guy who's missing. I love his character.
Down, I was like, oh, he must be coming up soon. I was like, waiting for
No.
He's a bro. He's a A. He's a
Yeah,
too.
he's A. Yeah, definitely.
That's
So
so
we'll just
unfortunate.
honorary A since we don't have a picture of him. I thought
He
I
would be
mentioned that
like
before.
up here
Yeah, he
though.
would be
Like,
up. Yeah, he would be up there. I liked his
he'll
little
fire.
switch because he's a good person. He knew
Yeah.
he knew what was right at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he could have killed Chrome if you really.
Oh
He
yeah,
could've killed a lot of
he could have
people.
killed a lot of people. Yeah, I mean,
Him as a sniper.
this man's lethal with a bow and arrow in the Stone Age. Like he's killing. He could probably get Tsukasa honestly if he called it. Like you know what I mean.
Well, in terms of feats, that man has super hearing. Like I was like,
Yeah,
how do you
exactly.
do
That's what I'm
that?
saying. This man's got super hearing and
Like,
everything.
how the heck do you have that? Like, yeah, that was awesome.
All right, but during this lull, I gotta go
All right, bro.
get
Thank
my
you.
haircut.
I know you gotta get. I know you gotta dip.
Bye, everybody. You can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram at SoftNono right below there, and I'm here every week on Anime Podcast. So you guys enjoy the rest, and yeah, I'll see you guys. All right, peace, guys.
Thanks for coming on.
Yep.
All right, so me and Josh will finish it out. There's only a couple characters left. So Josh, next is Biakuga. This is Senku's dad. Now, honestly, this is the only space person who I would put in S, and here's why. I think Biakuga not only great dad, because not only did he go in space, but after the whole stone situation, he trusted his son that much that he was like, yo, like, I'm gonna leave all this stuff. Like, I know my son, like, I know he can do that. Like that was awesome to me. I thought that was so dope. He purposely left things, but he, like you guys said earlier, if it's no Byakuya, then there's no Dr. Stone. Like, I mean, Senku would be able to survive, and I think he would be able to do certain things. But like, for example, we wouldn't have the music disc, we wouldn't have the stuff he left back, like the notes and the voice logs and everything. Like he definitely laid out a foundation for Senku, because Senku had the smarts, but he didn't have like a direction or a path. Once he got that path, he knew he had a plan, and it's a lot comes to Byakuya. I also like Byakuya's personality. And I just like him overall as a character. And honestly, I will put him directly behind Senku if it was me. But how do you feel about Byakuya, Josh?
I completely agree. I would put Biakuga right there behind Senku at S. Again, without any of his thinking, his foundations, there is no Dr. Stone. It would be even harder for it would be so harder for Senku just to earn that village's trust. It literally took like a folk tale for them to earn his trust. So I mean, yeah, Biakuga, he's second in S tier in my opinion, right there with
100%. Great character.
he's a great character. I love the flashbacks with him, and I Dr. Stone's such a great anime. I know you've been wanting to talk about it for the long.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you watched it finally.
Yeah, I know. I watched the first season with the mile quick, and then I was just waiting for the second.
Yeah.
Season, so.
Well, we'll talk about it afterwards, but I will say it took like 2 years to get a second season, so I'm going to read the manga after this. I don't feel like waiting.
Yeah, our next, yeah, we'll finish these ranking real quick.
Yeah,
our next podcast it'll be manga edition. We'll read all of it. So that's gonna be
okay, cool.
Yeah, that'll be a goal of mine. So
nice. All right, so next is Ruri. This is Kohaku's sister. I like Ruri. I mean, she started out as like the sick girl, but I mean, she was said to be leader as well, like the queen and everything. But it's like once she got her health back and everything, like she reminded me of like Mimosa or like Hinata, or super nice. I like her because this is going to be Crom's girl, the girl everybody wants. This is Crom's girl. I like that a lot because I like Crom and her together. They're very cute. But you know, I like her a lot. She's very fun, good personality. I think she's here to stay. And you know, she's got to be that love interest, and she's that love interest for Crom. So she also did bring a cool aspect where she had I forget what her sickness was, but she had some sickness, and Senku figured out how to cure it with medicine, and that was the first use of medicine, because I was like, they're going to have to make some sort of meds eventually. When are they going to incorporate it? Perfect time there. So I thought that she was used perfectly, and we're 100% going to see her again. So I personally put her like bottom A, but I mean, I could see a case for like B as well. How do you feel about Ruri?
Yeah, I'll put Ruri right there at bottom A, because again, the fact that Senku made medicine for her, that really helped. Again, the folktale was there to help build the trust. But once he was able to create medicine for Rory, it was pretty much that was a wrap at that point. He earned everybody's trust. And also obviously she's not as good as her sister, but I mean she's still up there though. I agree. She's definitely very nice. She's a likable character. And I agree. She's like the Hinata of the show. I will say I like how Dr. Stone so far has created their female characters. I feel like it's been really good and compared to like other animes that we talked about and stuff. So like the fact that we have a female character in S tier and an A already is a good sign. And the only
awesome.
And the one that's in C tier, she's dope as well. She just needs more screen time, honestly. So yeah, I mean, I like Ruri again. I'd put it right there at bottom A.
Okay, well, let me put it there. Cool. So this is an astronaut. You going with the rest of the astronauts? But okay, so interesting character here. So Sukiya was she was the youngest of the main kids. But I like how they used her. I mean, this is her, right? Yes, yeah. Her. I like how they used her. Like she was like a comedic relief as well, but like she was a spy for the Kingdom of Science. I liked how she had fuzzy eyes as well. But they figured out how to give her glasses without like the lenses. Like they give her like the helmet and then they put it within the helmet. So I thought that was so dope. I like how she uses her helmet. She's always hiding in it and stuff. And she's funny. She's really funny. Specifically, like you guys said earlier, when they always have Senku's new invention. She's one of the main people who like it's so funny. As well as I like her interactions with her and her dog as well. Like they're very funny in the background. But I love Sukiya. I think Sukiya is dope. But how do you feel about Sukiya, Josh?
Oh, I agree. She has one of the coolest character designs. I love. I don't know if it's like an apple on her head. I forget what it's on her head, but I love that idea. I love the idea that Senku, like to solve like her fuzzy eyes, he was able to create like that glass, the perfect glass shape that fit right in with her design. It was great. Yeah. I would probably put Sukiya top of B, maybe even bottom A. Honestly, just because
I'm fine with either or.
Yeah, I'm fine with either or too. She plays a great comedic role, and also she's a very good spy as well. Very good at keeping a low profile. So yeah, I would put Sukiya. Honestly, I would put Sukiya ahead of Rory.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's debatable, but I would put her right there at A.
I'm with that. No, she's cool. She gets more camera time too.
Yeah, she does.
So, oh my gosh, I know her, but like Ogawa, like what the? Well, anyway, her name
is hard.
It's so weird, but you know what we're talking about. But you know, she's the love interest. So at first when she came in, just like Taiju, I thought they were going to be playing a major role. I mean, they did, but like it sucks that they had to go undercover and like we lost them for so long. I feel like we're about to have that. I feel like they're going to go with Senku whenever he travels to this next country. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. And I think they're going to get a lot of makeup time for that we lost with them. But I think that they're going to, while we're going to get time with them, we're going to lose a lot of time with the Kingdom of Science people. And that's completely fine. They did their job to a perfection. And you know what? They deserve to have their arc. So I'm looking forward to them. I like her as a character. She's the happy-go-lucky girl. Her and Taiju, they need to be together. She honestly is perfect because I like that she had the side mission that she didn't tell Taiju. Taiju. What was it? To form back all the bodies that Tsukasa breaks, and somehow she had enough patience every day to just put them all together and reform these statues. And I thought that was so awesome, and I really liked that.
My fault. It's called master tailoring.
Yes, master tailoring.
Yeah, that's your point. Oh, my fault, bro.
No, you're good. Keep going.
No, I just wanted to add that point for you because that's what the ability's called. Yeah, just to add to your point, because I agree with you. Like, I feel like she's going to get a lot more screen time now that everybody's together now, and she's definitely at least another A tier character again. Again, a lot of these characters in Dr. Stone are just likable characters.
Mm-hmm.
Her personality, she's definitely she has the like the potential to be super intelligent, but so far what we've seen in the anime, like besides her doing like the sewing back of like the people that are broken and stuff, we haven't really seen anything. But I also think though later on, right now I'd put her at A tier, but then I think later on she might even be one of the best. Like I have a feeling she has the potential to be one of the best
Agreed.
in the anime. She just needs more screen time, in my opinion. But I know you were saying points about her and stuff, so I went. If you want to continue.
Oh no, you got everything I was going to say. Like, yeah, perfect.
Sounds good to me.
Like if he gave her a special task without telling Taiji, like he trusts her. So I like that a lot. Oh wow. So last two characters. And then the rest. We already got Kohaku on the board. These people are fodder. So Tsukasa. This got to be an S to me, man. Like Tsukasa was an awesome character, and you agreed, so I'm gonna put him up there. Real quick. I mean, I might put him behind Senku.
Yeah, I agree. I would put him there. I mean, he had the right intentions. Like again, like because I was lucky enough. I was watching anime. Me and my girlfriend Namal both had two different opinions about him. Because at first I was just like, why is he breaking people's like stones and stuff? I was just like, man, like you got to survive at this point. She's like, no, like I actually kind of like his vibe. Like you get rid of the people that have been problematic in society. There's a reason why like gentrification and everything is so jacked up in today's world, and you have like redlining and like the rich and poor in the class and stuff. And his idea was to get rid of all the rich people that were privileged and did not deserve to get revived. He had the right intentions, but just like you said, his execution was not good. And the fact that it was to the point where like he was able to revive, he was starting to revive like the strong people, and Hyoga, he ended up betraying him because of that, again, because all he wanted was the strongest people, and Senku was like, hey, you can't just revive like this, even the people that you view as like good people, they can even turn on you too. Like I remember he was trying to say that to him in the beginning of the anime, and he was just like, Tsukasa was like, I don't want to hear it. Like I have my way, you have your way, and let's figure everything out. But his character development, I love that he's on the team now. I definitely think he's going, just like he already has a lot of screen time now, but I definitely think he's going to really help and be like that. I honestly think he's going to be like that Vegeta role to like Senku. Honestly, they're going to be, I honestly think they're going to be great together. They're going to be a great pairing. So what do you think, Isaiah?
Well, first of all, we're not going to see Tsukasa for such a long time because he's dead almost, but they just froze his body. But he'll be back. I love Tsukasa. I think Tsukasa. First of all, dude came out from the jump. He killed a lion with his bare hands. That's wild. So I already knew. I was like, oh shoot, like we about to be into something crazy. And I love how he used the lion that he killed as like a claw for like the rest of the series. Very barbaric. But even with his morals, it's like for example, Thanos from Marvel, right? Thanos, I like his idea where he wants to basically, solve like hunger and all this stuff, but his ideal of doing it is like killing half of the population. Is like, you don't do that. So even Tsukasa here is like, I want to get rid of all the negativity that was in the world before and basically start it over, but in my image, and revive people who will agree with me. And it's like, yeah, no one likes wars. No one likes the corrupt criminal like cops and stuff out here. Like you see what's going on in the world right now. So he wanted to eliminate all this stuff, and I like that part. But I feel like he could have did it without killing people. He could have just not. He could have found the body, just not revive them if he really wanted to do that. And I think if he, even though Senku had a different idea, if he saw Tsukasa not killing the stones and just keeping them somewhere, he probably would have been like, yeah, I don't agree, but like I'm not going to bother you because you're not killing anyone. But he was destroying people, and it's like, okay, that's where you kind of cross the line. You're killing people. So it's like Tsukasa was a dope character, especially when we got to see his backstory and seeing why he was doing the things he did. He grew up with a hard life, and he was doing it for his sister. His sister was basically on life support. I thought that was very compelling. Like he's a great character, honestly, and I was so happy to finally see him and Senku team up at the end of the series. It's like it's so funny. Tsukasa initially killed Senku at the beginning, and then now you're working together. And I think once he comes back later in the series, when Senku finds a way to heal him and restart the stone process, I think him and Senku are almost going to be like a Naruto and Sasuke. They're going to be co-leaders. I think once the brains, once the brawn are together, they'll be able to make a great place. So I'm really looking forward to the return of Tsukasa. But yeah, he has to be next to Senku in my opinion. Top S, great character. I loved him. Awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry to ramble. Yeah, I love this character.
No, you're good, man. You're good. I completely agree. He's
and lastly, we got the singer girl, the one that Senku's dad made kids with. But she was cool too. She's going with the astronauts. She'd be at the top of them. I liked her.
Yeah. I would put her at the top of the astronauts just because her and her dad ended up, and then also like her CD, her song ended up actually helping a couple people on Tsukasa's empire join the Kingdom of Science before like the whole battle and stuff happened. I forget what's her name. It was Nikki. Yeah. Yes.
Why isn't she on here? She was cool too.
I know. Why ain't she on the list?
They missing a couple of people. They hating.
They are. Well, here's the two people that they're missing. So they're missing Yuko. That's the bow and arrow guy that literally has like the best sense of hearing. And like you said, we put him at right behind Gen and A.
Gen and A, yes.
So we put him right there. And then also Nikki. Where would you put Nikki at?
I will put her at A too. Like right next to Taiju. Honestly, like I liked her a lot.
Yeah. No, she's super strong for. Yeah. So that's all. Those are the two characters that are sadly not on this list that we had to put on. So those were we would put them too. So
you know what? It's because I'm looking at it. It's part 1. It's season 1. Dr. Stone. They didn't include season 2 characters.
I see.
Yep. Sorry, I dropped something. But there you go. Wow, this is the most This is the most people we've put in S in any tier list. We have 5 people in S. But you know what? I'm okay with it. You know what? Dr. Stone, like we opened this thing with, has some amazing characters. Very fun to root for a lot of these people. Evil or not, just great series overall. Dr. Stone, if you haven't watched it, please check it out. I recommend it to anybody. Josh, you have any closing thoughts about Dr. Stone?
I mean, we pretty much hit everything in the nail of the coffin. I mean, we talked about how'd you feel if it was going to end it or whatnot. We also talked about like the characters, what happened with Tsukasa at the end. And we talked about all that. So, I mean, that's pretty much everything I really wanted to talk about. Overall with the anime, I feel like it's gonna be really good. I really can't wait to read the manga though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We should definitely, our next podcast on Dr. Stone should be about like, once we're all caught up with the manga and stuff like that. I feel like that would be cool. But do you have any closing remarks or questions that you would like to end the show with, or are you ready to wrap this up?
I can't wait for Senku to make a gun or something and see if he starts capping people.
Yeah.
They got to bring guns. They got gunpowder now. They got to start bringing guns and weapons. And yeah, I mean, they figured out how to make a cell phone, so they got to figure out how to make a lot of other stuff. But yeah, there you go. That's Anime Club episode. What? This is episode 8?
I believe, yes. Well, yeah, for our podcast edition, this is 9, but for our video edition, this is 8. So that's
awesome. Wow. So we're technically 1 and 2 videos away from 10. You know what? For video edition, number 10, we'll do a waifu ranking or a main character rank or something. We'll do something big for 10. We got one more for 10. So
that's awesome. I mean, time flies, dude.
It's crazy. You gotta think about it. Like, we've been doing this for 8 weeks. Wow. But there you have it. That's Dr. Stone. So real quick, for anybody watching the video and listening to the audio as well, thank you for listening to Anime Club. We appreciate all your help. If you're on Spotify, please follow this. If you're on YouTube or anywhere else, please, or Twitch, follow, subscribe, any of that fun stuff. We have our socials right here. Silent Podcast is literally the Twitch and the YouTube account, as well as we have a new Twitter account, silent_podcast. So please look out for that, as well as follow our anime club page, which is the Anime Club 3. So please look out for that, as well as subscribe, like we said, and follow. Every little bit helps. We're coming up with a Patreon soon, so we appreciate every little bit that you guys do for us. We are very happy. And lastly, if you are watching right now, later tonight we're going to see at 7 o'clock, we're going to see Big Brother Group. They're going to be talking about everything that happened on last night's episode, as well as the rest of the week, as well as later tonight at 10 o'clock, we're going to see the Challenge Group get together, and they're going to talk about the Challenge All-Stars, since there's 2 episodes out for that. So keep a lookout. But Josh, thank you for coming. Where can people find you?
Yep, you guys can follow my Twitch right below at swoop_RD_. I do Pokemon. I do a bunch of sports stuff. I'm going to live stream sports once the playoffs start, just because of my new work schedule and stuff like that. I got to figure out when I'm going to do that and stuff. I'm trying to get the 50. I'm trying to get to affiliate. Right there, I'm sitting at I'm close to around 30, so I'm almost there, more than halfway there. So on the road to 50. And also you can follow me on social media at SANN_CHEZZ. So 2 Z's on Instagram, 3 Z's on Twitter. I couldn't have the same username for Twitter. Some guy already took mine. So that's where you guys can follow me. Isaiah, where can everybody follow you?
Like usual, on all socials, you can find me at 8 Ball Bangers, and for the channel Silent Podcast, like I spoke about earlier. Follow me on Twitch too. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch, Among Us, Dead by Daylight, and all that fun stuff. So me and Josh been Twitch streaming a lot. So check us out over there. It's a lot of fun, especially if you want to see Josh wear an Ash Ketchum costume.
Now, also though, we should play Among Us one of these days. That'll
be fun. Yeah, we'll figure everything out. But all right, until next time, thank you for coming. Oh, and follow Noah. Soft no. He already said that, but follow Noah. But yes, all right. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.